We have been fixing up our 1950s home makeover by makeover. Join us today for a full year of home makeovers compiled together into one video. It's amazing to see what can be accomplished with hard work and time. This is a project I have been wanting to conquer for at least a year now, which is to remove this door that leads to a bathroom on the other side. You will soon see how it's connected. But it made it really difficult for this room to feel like a proper office, and it was hard to decorate that wall as well as put a desk in front of it. There were all sorts of reasons why this door needed to be removed, and I will get into that, but we're going to show you the process of redoing this office. We moved everything there. We're getting rid of this door. The electrician came the other day, that's why there's a hole here. And he added power over here. Excited, this door is going, plus we're going to insulate the wall. And when you open this door, it goes into the bathroom. Since our home is from the 1950s, all of the walls in this house are made out of lath and plaster, not drywall, which makes it really hard when you want to do a project because the wall crumbles. It's hard to replace just a portion of the wall, and what Grant decided is we would rip down the entire siding of lath and plaster on this wall and start fresh with drywall. This way we could also insulate the whole entire wall as well.
Can't carry the door out of here with a camera in the way now, can I?
We will have this door turning into a wall project over on Grant's channel, Wood Glue, so I will link that down below, but he's just taking down the plastic now and getting on to the next step of filling it in.
It's the same plastic that I did the mantle for the fireplace with. I'm gonna shake it out, fold it up, use it again another day. Save the whales.
You're gonna see this project come together really quickly, and I wish I could see this before and after happen fast too, but this project went on and on. It took us about 2 months of working on this project in the background as we were doing other things around our house and with our family. Spring break, all sorts of things were going on while this project was slowly trudging along as well. All of the walls in our house have a very thick texture on them, so we're just matching this wall to all the other walls in our house. And then it's a quick cleanup before we start the next step.
I'm just gonna prime the drywall just because you have to prime drywall so the paint can not soak into it.
And I'm jumping in here to say we're not worried too much about how the drywall looks on the bottom half because we're gonna do the beadboard that I have in the rest of this room on this wall too. So
I tried saying that, but it got edited out, and then she said it slightly better. Now she's laughing at me.
I'm not laughing at you.
The rest of this is going to be a silent video with music playing, and then sped up, and then totally edited out.
We were all out in Grant's makeshift painting booth, and he was painting the beadboard when right there you saw it. It slipped down, he caught it with his foot, but the ironic thing is he was able to fix that little area. Then we set it down on the concrete to let it dry for a minute, and my youngest son ran right over it. So these are the kind of things that set you back a little bit on projects, and I usually leave those kind of things out of the video, but I'm starting to include them more and more, and I don't have footage of my son running over the beadboard, but it did happen, and so he had to start all over with the painting that section of it. So when you see a video, there's a lot more that's happening in the background. Today we're finally putting the office back together, and I'm really excited to have this project done. A whole bunch of stuff that just needs to be out of here. wasn't there before, so just rehanging it up. I had this painting that I did over on this wall beside the camera, and I'm gonna move this one over here and work on another painting for over there. Ooh, I really like it. Yay, it looks so good. I'm thinking of hanging this plant here and maybe just cutting this extra fringe piece. It's not really necessary, but if this goes right here, that might look good. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm going with that. That looks so cute. For my office desk, I have one desk from IKEA that I've had for quite a long time. And then more recently, I purchased this tabletop and inexpensive legs to extend the desk around all three walls here. For a few reasons. This way I have more room to work on art when I want to do that. And I'm also gonna have Grant in here more and more doing the voiceovers for his channel. So we just needed more table space to get things done. And this room is quite small, so I didn't want to get a really big desk that took up too much room. And with this inexpensive option, I don't feel bad if I have to update it in the future and get something different, because this is just a temporary solution that, who knows, maybe we'll keep forever, but it's working for now. This desk fit in here fine before because we had a little bit more space, but it goes terribly wrong. Just messed up the whole beadboard wall area, and gonna have to have Grant cut down the edge of that table. This is just how every project goes. Grant was able to cut down the table a little bit smaller so it will fit here, and then I'm just gonna touch up the paint on the beadboard. Luckily, Grant doesn't get upset about this kind of stuff. He says it's totally normal. I guess it just wouldn't be a typical project if something like this didn't always happen. Now I'm able to start putting everything back together. I got this rug quite a while ago from Rugs USA. I just wanted something bright and cheery to add some extra color. And another reason why I have rugs in here is to absorb some of the echo and the noise. Here is a painting that I started quite a while ago, and I haven't really spent any time working on it. What I'm gonna do is hang it anyways, so it'll be up here on the wall, and then I will finish this painting and just hang it back up when I'm done. And I'm thinking I will center it over these two chairs instead of centering it on the wall, because if I center it on the wall, the door is open probably, I don't know, 90% of the time. And the thing is, if I film with my mom and I sitting in these chairs, which we've done quite a few videos doing that, I can link them below. It's better to have the art right above us rather than off center. Worst comes to worst, if it looks kind of odd, I can always add more artwork on the side and make it more of a gallery wall. The one thing I want to mention about my office in here is it's definitely not a minimalist aesthetic, even though I'm not going to have a bunch of clutter or anything like that. I want to have art on my walls. I am inspired by art, and I want to decorate in here how I really want to feel when I'm in here, and that is bright, happy paintings, flowers, things like that. I'm thinking like right there. Yeah? Take two on trying to add the table without destroying the wall. Sometimes you just gotta go with something, and if you don't like it, change it later. I really don't care about holes in the wall. It takes about 2 seconds to fill them in, It's so easy. Don't ever be afraid of putting holes in the wall. Here's a happy accident too. This one's higher and then lower and then lower. That's kind of fun. And then the bottoms are all even. I'm dealing with what I call the cord catastrophe. It's a little bit of a nightmare because I have 2 plugs there and then the other 2 are on this wall. They're being used with cord extenders and everything. And then we had 2 plugs on this wall added and there's still definitely not enough plugs. Then this is in the way. So my idea is to put this through the back over here and then have all these cords in this corner because this is really where I need all the cords. Then I can do all the random little plug-in stuff that I don't really need to have constantly plugged in over on the other side. All right, leave me a comment that says cords if you can relate to this situation, but honestly, cords are such a nightmare and I need to work on this. All right, it's getting better. It's definitely getting better. I don't know, maybe. One thing on my list is wireless speakers. It would just solve a lot of cord problems, although I keep these because there have been times where for some odd reason we cannot get the wireless stuff to work. Went and shook this out. I've had this basket for a really long time. I'd rather see a basket from the side than see a whole bunch of cords. While I was working on this cord catastrophe, something very exciting arrived in the mailbox. Everyone's here so we can open the 100,000 subscriber play button. Here we go. That is so cool.
Wow.
Emmett's gonna get a diamond play button.
Yeah.
Someday.
Someday when he has a channel.
Here we go. That's
Yay.
it.
Give him a hand.
Give
Give him a hand. Yay.
Push the button to rip them.
I am so excited to hang my play button and I'm gonna put it right here where I can see it every single day to keep myself inspired. And it really is a big board to get. It's taken a long time to get this. And I really truly am excited about it. And I think it's good to get excited about things and celebrate things. So that is what I'm doing here. And I'm gonna do my trick where I put the piece of tape and mark the back and then put the tape on the wall and then I know exactly where to put the nails. This trick works for when you have 2 spots on a frame that the nails are going to catch on. If not, it can sometimes be hard to get them exactly where you want without a whole bunch of measuring. Perfectly level, amazing. This trick works every single time. I truly never thought this would happen and I'm so excited that I can have this hanging in my office. Welcome to my finished for now office. I thought I would do a little tour now that it is probably 95% finished. Here we have a painting that I still need to work on. I want to finish this. And let me tell you a little story. This painting was holding me up on this whole project. I kept telling myself I could not put my office back together until this painting was done. And then I realized, you know what, a better solution would be is to hang this up, not finished, and then work on it when I actually have the time and I'm inspired to paint. And that's what I ended up doing, which allowed me to put everything back together and not get so hung up on that. So that's a trick in case you're getting hung up on a project, is just do what you can and then finish it when you actually have the time. These 2 chairs my mom and I found at a secondhand store probably about a year ago. We were searching high and low for some office chairs and I was envisioning something a little different at first, but then when we came across these, they were at such a good price. I think they were $30 each and they're in really good condition and we ended up looking them up and they are worth way more. So this was a really good steal of a deal. I was happy to have these and I was on the fence at first on whether I wanted to have chairs here and what I wanted to do with this. And I'm so happy that I did get these chairs because we use them all the time. When my mom comes over, she sits here, Grant sits in here, and we can talk, and it's just a nice place to relax. This is my office corner where I get all of my work done. I am sitting here, I don't know how many hours out of how many days a month, but it's a lot of time spent here editing, writing blog posts, and just doing stuff online that I have to do to make this business go. So I wanted to have art. Again, I have some of my unfinished art up here. So when I start on something, I don't have anywhere to store it really. So I just hang it where I want it to go, and then I continue to work on it. So that's something that I'm going to be continuing to work on and hopefully get inspired by. Then I have a laptop here that the kids use, my computer, and then my little caddy of all the things that I use all the time. One set of drawers. This whole desk situation is from IKEA. The desk riser is from Costco. They sell them online, they sell them everywhere. I really like it. This is relatively new. It's just a way for me to raise my computer up so I can stand and work, which is really good. And I've been contemplating for a really long time now. I don't know how long. I've been thinking about getting one of those walking things where you can walk and work at the same time. If you've done it, please comment below and let me know if you like doing that, if it's good, if it's bad. I would love any input on that. Here's the biggest transformation of this whole entire room, which is what Grant and I were calling door no more, because we had that door that went from this room to that tiny bathroom, and then another door that hooked to that went right by our front door. And the issue was the two doors in the bathroom made it so that the bathroom's already really small. You can put both arms out and touch both sides easily. With the doors and everything, it just became such a nightmare. Also, that is what we consider our bathroom powder room, where if someone comes over, they can just use that bathroom and they don't have to go into our family bathroom. We didn't want that connected to this room anymore. The nice thing now is it feels like that bathroom is bigger because it doesn't have the doors anymore. Also, Grant was able to insulate this whole entire wall. So he took all the lath and plaster down on this wall, insulated the whole entire wall on both sides. He used the best insulation techniques that he knows to get it as soundproof as possible, and it makes a huge difference in here. Before, every time someone even coughed or dropped a little spoon in the kitchen, I could hear that in here. It really helps. I still hear noise in here because there's a lot of other walls that are not insulated. The door is not a solid core door, and the window needs to be replaced because it's really old, lets tons of noise in, and there's really a bad seal on it. But all that set aside, this has made a huge improvement to this room. I'm forever grateful to Grant for working on that project for me. And we were able to add the beadboard here, which breaks up this big wall, and it matches the other wall. So happy that this was completed. It was on our list for a really long time. Hung all the decor here. These plants were from before, and then just moved this art here, which I did. This art's complete, so I'm happy that this whole corner is complete. We are going to redo my office closet. I've been tripping over this for the last 9 months, or 6 months, 6 to 9 months.
Yeah.
This will now be hanging in the closet. We're gonna add some extra shelving. My mom's gonna help with this project.
Here we go.
Step 1, chair removal.
Roll, 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 roll.
I don't know if we needed to work together on that one, but here we are. The game plan is just going to be to take everything out of the closet and put it over here. Those I can put away too.
These are how you talk to spaceships up in the sky. They have legs inside. Beat me up, Scotty.
Those I can put away.
I don't even know what those are. Lights?
These are lights.
Oh, okay.
As we're pulling things out of the closet, I'm trying to decide in that moment what can be decluttered and the things I no longer need. I saved the bottom of the curtain that we cut off for the bedroom. One of those things, you know.
You become your mother.
Hoarding.
Your mother.
I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm getting rid of it. I'm not gonna lie, I keep old planners for a little while.
Yes.
Because I like to transfer things, and sometimes I want to know what happened the previous year. So I do hold on to these sometimes for like a year or two, as you can see. But then eventually I look through and then I throw them away. Fall is coming up and I have this on my Etsy store. Anyone like fall art?
Also known as
Fart.
fart.
You know, macrame. Oh God, are you okay?
Yeah.
It almost got you. This we don't need anymore because I'm not going to be hanging clothes in here anymore. We're going to take these doors down. They're going to go to door heaven where all the other doors go to live on the side of our house. And we are going to add extra shelving. The same type you see here is going to be added in the middle here because as you can see, you can't get to this whole middle section.
Yeah.
While we were busy emptying the closet, Grant got to work making the shelves. This was an extremely budget-friendly project and all the materials came in at $100. What is that? Oh my gosh, you scared me.
So if you can guess how many doors are beside my garage.
Okay, we got 2 from here, 2 from the closet, a screen door.
Is that door right?
Oh, then there was a door there, so that's 6. Yeah, we removed that door. Hey, we can open a door
And
store.
we've got 2 bifold doors.
And oh yeah, we took
So
the
8
closet
doors
doors.
in total.
We're taking closet doors off. We took the closet doors off of the boys' room too. Okay, moral support, you can do it.
8 doors.
What my mom called a bed sheet curtain.
Okay, so I was thinking like you turn it down like this. These would be good Halloween costumes.
Oh yeah.
Put some eyes right here.
Yeah, great Halloween costume.
You're saying no on this again. I'm getting rid of these. We are driving to Target to get some organizational containers. We'll see what we find.
Otherwise known as plastic baskets or bins.
Once we got to Target, we looked down the curtain aisle to see if they had anything good. We didn't find anything we liked, so we headed to the bin area. We had pre-measured what would fit on the top shelf in the closet, so we knew these would work, and luckily they had the right amount. We wanted 6 of them. They're super affordable, and I will link them down below in case you're interested in these bins. In the meantime, Grant was working on the shelves, and he wanted to just add something similar to what he had already built initially. And I wanted to make sure that the shelves were adjustable, which was great. That way I could customize them to the things that I wanted to store on each shelf. Then there was just a little bit of cleanup between each one of these projects. And then my mom and I headed off the next day to Cost Plus to look for more curtains. Got back from Cost Plus. And well, first we went to the fabric store and we couldn't find any fabric that was the right color, weight, all that stuff. So we found these.
Those are lined. Look at that. Well, no, it's just the lined fabric. Yeah, this
so
is way
fun.
better. Yeah, that goes with your
Flowers.
That
It looks
goes good with
cute.
that. Yeah.
I like it. Yay! Is hanging the Dyson vacuum, and I'm so excited because it's been on the floor and it's been something I've been tripping over for about 6 months, maybe 9 months. I've just been putting it back behind my chairs and shoving it into the corner back here, but I'm really excited to get it off the floor, hung up in the closet, and we don't have power in here, so we're just going to have the cord go to the floor, and then we have a power switch right here that I will do a extension cord into, and then that will go into the closet. We're finally at the point where we can put the big stuff in here. We're ready.
The beautiful shelves are in.
We just had an accident where the shelf came flying off, hit my arm, and then that made me realize that we needed to have a little hook to hold the shelf on there, so Grant secured it. Yay. Standing up things will go over here. Okay, this can go here. All camera and kind of office stuff on these shelves, and then all of this will be art stuff. Creative, artsy, crafty stuff. Okay, this is where this was, which was a good spot for it. And then this works well down here because it's easy to grab and it's lightweight. So we went to Target and bought, what, 6 of these baskets. A little bit easier to grab out, I think.
Yeah, they don't know what
This little fit. Yeah, okay.
Yay.
This is the disaster area. This is everything from the closet.
Holy moly.
I just hung the Dyson vacuum and I have all the paperwork that I want to keep because I do keep some paperwork, especially things that have warranties and stuff. So they give you this envelope, which is cool.
Oh, that's great.
So I'm gonna put it all in here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put it in the box that we got. So I have this bin that was collecting all kinds of dust.
Put the paper in first.
So I'm gonna do paper and then all the parts
Yeah.
can fit in here.
Ooh!
Yeah, all of the attachments do different things.
There we go.
This could go to the back because this is more instructional stuff. Some of these bins are things I already had. I'm just reusing them. I'm gonna declutter some of these
Old glasses.
sunglasses. They're not old, it's just I didn't like them. Each of my kids have a binder where I put some of their projects, art projects and things I want to keep for them or just for myself to remember. And Levi doesn't really have a lot in his because he really hasn't done any projects yet. But these are his cards and I just need to add them to folder here.
Yeah,
and then I can put these back in here.
That's better.
That's better. Oh,
Wow. That's
oh.
amazing.
Raise the roof, it fits. Oh my goodness.
One whole shelf just for sewing.
Oh my goodness.
That's amazing. Heavy
Okay,
paint.
heavy acrylic paints. Probably just here, I guess.
And then we have the paint.
Look at that.
Paint and brushes, they go together.
This might fit here. Oh my
Does
goodness.
this fit next to it? Because here's more brushes and art supplies.
I don't think so. Let me see. Does it?
Score!
Oh. Right there. It fits. Yay. Aren't you excited?
I am. I'm super excited.
Because the watercolor is the paper I use the most right.
Video.
Yeah, so maybe I can put it in a basket up here. Let me see.
Oh yeah, and put this one.
Why those can't go there? She told me to put them there.
That angled. Like that.
Like
Put
that.
this one in it
Okay.
too. She likes.
You gotta be careful. Okay, this is not gonna work up there.
Okay, so where else could those go?
Although,
They're long enough over here.
yeah, I'll just do them here. My mom put the books I've already read in here.
That could be your
This could be my book, like swapping.
declutter books.
Yeah, my books that I've already read, ready to go.
Yeah.
Back to my
nice.
secondhand bookstore that
Wow.
I've used. So I found these at World Market, Cost Plus.
Yeah,
I mean, they
World
changed the name,
Yeah,
but
World Market.
World Market. And I have a link to the curtains down below.
Oh, cool.
And I thought they were really pretty.
The color is perfect for in here.
I thought it was so pretty because we were going between light gray and white and then
flowers. These are flowers, but
Yeah.
these are nice.
Okay, I'm gonna put this in here first.
Okay, then I bring mine up through the top.
I might have to turn it to fit it, yeah.
There. Ooh, I
Okay,
like
let's,
that.
but the question is, do we take them off and then iron them all first?
Yeah, I would. And then
And then
measure.
bring it back up and then measure it?
Yeah. If you
And
plan
then-
to iron them, do it first.
So iron it and then rehang it in here
Yeah.
and then take it down again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I think. I know.
Sweating.
We've come a long way. We've done a lot today, so that's good.
We decided to paint the closet border and upper cabinets the same color as the beadboard on the sides. So it will be more streamlined. The one door is missing because Grant had to patch it, so he decided to take it off and just do that patching in the garage and paint it at the same time. Had to take the curtains down so I can iron them straight and flat. That way we can put them back up, measure, then take them back down and hem it. Then I can finish painting the rest of this. She's here. Hi, I'm here to help. Double ironing. Well, we can hang these back up.
Okay, how's it
So-
going?
Good. That's the pole right there.
I've got a 3 o'clock.
What?
Go get my eyeglasses.
And then what?
Then I'll be back.
Oh,
Get my eyes
she's a
measured.
busy woman. And we decided we're not going to paint the baseboard, so that way we don't have to worry about the bottom
Okay.
part. It'll just be easier.
White everywhere.
Just white only along the bottom. So this will all be painted this color,
Okay.
but we'll leave the bottom just
All right.
because we could always do that later.
Yeah.
But we just thought we'd have to move all the desks and everything.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then we thought it might actually look good with the white.
It looks fine right now with it. Well, whenever you get bored, you feel like painting, you can
Yes.
always do that, you know.
You know.
You know.
You know how sometimes you just think, I need a project to do. And I know this is probably gonna freak everybody out because it has in the past, but I'm not cutting them. I'm just gonna have a really big hem.
Yeah.
In case I ever want to use these somewhere else in the future.
Yeah.
You know.
I used to do that in junior high school because we were allowed to wear skirts to school, and that was the start of mini skirts. I would make my skirts and I'd make them long to my knees, and then I would hem them up with a giant hem to be a mini skirt, and then I'd go to the principal's office and then she'd rip my hem out because you had to kneel down and your hem
Okay, I'm gonna insert a photo right here because what I call it is she didn't wear pants. That's how short the skirts were. Or long the shirts were.
They were very shorts.
It was either an extremely short.
Yeah, that was high school.
It was a long shirt, in my opinion. She called it a dress. You've never seen skirts that short. Dresses that short.
But then, yeah, so the vice principal, you had to get on your knees, and your skirt had to be like measured 3 inches from the floor when you were on your knees.
Yeah, you know.
And then I would go home and I would just hem them back up. I had a big old hem.
They said, here she comes again.
Here she comes again, getting her slip skirt ripped out every day. Ladies my age will remember it. Maybe we had hot pants and sizzlers. And sizzlers was a really short dress with like
it was a shirt
underwear to match, which is kind of crazy.
It was a shirt, in my opinion. It was really short.
It was really short.
It was a long shirt.
Back in those days, I had good legs, so.
What's funny is when you would tell me,
yeah,
oh, that's a little bit shorter, I think.
Yeah.
You would tell me that when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I think that's a little too short, she would say.
Yeah.
And then I saw her photos and I thought, no, nothing is as short as that.
Dance in the meantime. Sewing dance.
Well,
I say we go to your dining room table and take everything off and lay these out
and measure them.
After some back and forth on how to do this, I decided to use a ruler and some pins just to mark it.
I pinned up the second curtain, and what you didn't see because of the movie magic is I actually already ironed this too. My mom's hiding over there in the corner for some reason.
Ta-da! Hi! What I would suggest is use a wide stitch.
Like a zigzag or?
No, just further apart.
There we go.
All right, wow.
We're about to find out.
This is called speed hemming.
Okay, we're gonna find out soon. Yay, that's exactly what I thought. It's just because I thought it would hang on the outside.
Yeah, there it goes. It hangs on the outside.
Perfect!
Goodness, it's straight too.
Yay! Okay, yeah. Whoa. We're going fast. I like it too.
When I first thought up the idea to paint this trim around the closet, I had no clue how much of a difference this was going to make in the final image of this whole entire project. I'm so happy that I took the time to do this.
We just got back from Target where I got this extension cord so that way I can plug in the Dyson cord and have it plug in right here on the wall. Then I'll just hide the cord under our rug that we have. And then we also went to Home Depot and I got these little pulls for the top cupboard doors up here. Before they were just what came with the house, a bright white glass type pull, which would stick out like a sore thumb on this kind of bluish color paint. But this I think will blend in really well. And of course I picked a flower because we're going with flowers and I thought, let's be unique and have some fun. My mom is not here helping today because she's a little under the weather with a sore throat. Unfortunately, she can't help me finish the project, which it's always more fun when I get to do projects with her. But she's home recovering and I'm sure she'll feel better really soon because it's just a tiny cold.
Little did I know at this point that it was actually the thing that rhymes with the word schmovid, and we all ended up getting it and we are recovering now.
These knobs were only $1 something. This large gray rug in here is a tiny bit crooked and it drives me nuts. But once this is on here, I won't care as much. I got this rug off of Rugs USA, so I can try to link it below in case anyone's interested. I wanted something very colorful and bright in here, lots of flowers, lots of color, and I feel like I've accomplished that. Let me give you a tour of the final organized and completely made over closet. As you saw, we removed the doors and added these curtains, which I absolutely love. Everything is in its spot. We painted this whole thing to match the beadboard on either side, then found these colorful curtains. Grant added the extra shelves. Now everything is in order and has its own specific spot. One of the best things is having my vacuum finally hung where it can charge. These are the baskets that I bought from Target. They are working great. I am going to label them once I get the label maker. Then I just have my camera and office supplies in this side, and I have my crafting supplies in the new shelving area. So painting stuff, drawing paper, paints, and all the sewing stuff fit on one shelf. Vacuum stuff and my weights. I'm so happy that this is done. For one, I'm very organized in here now. This was something I had been thinking about for the longest time. I can't believe how well all the colors go together, and I really like that I was able to tie in the side beadboard paint with this. It just feels very put together. I'm not sure how it looks in the camera, but in real life, it just feels very much put together. And I'm so happy with this that I actually don't even feel like I want to do any more in the future. We'll see what happens, but I'm really, really happy with this.
Today we are doing a full bedroom makeover in here, focusing on decluttering, simplifying, and getting this room super organized. This is my boys' shared bedroom. My mom is going to be helping on this project, and my husband Grant. So we are going to be jumping right in and doing everything we can to make this room amazing. We're back for another project. We are going to completely transform this room.
It needs it.
I did not clean this room to start out, as you can clearly see, and there's a few issues here. Like, you can see a lot of toys left out, things on the desk, Lego. There are a lot of things on the walls. So we just want to address all those issues and find a solution through organizing and decluttering. We're moving this out of this room and into Levi's room to simplify in here.
We need to take everything out.
Yeah.
Levi plays with the Duplo. It doesn't need to be in here.
My boys know that this project's happening. They're on board and they're actually very excited about it.
Oh, good. Yeah,
They're very excited because the theme in this room is going to be Mario Brothers.
Here we go. Duplo goes to Levi's room.
Yay. We're gonna get the trains out of this room too.
Wow, look at that. It's so much more open without that big black shelf here. Wow.
Right now, the goal is going to be taking out everything that's not going to stay in this room. I don't know if we'll end up decluttering it or not, but it's got to leave the room. So I'm going to start by doing that.
Oh.
Here's a really good example of things that just don't belong in here. All of this should probably be in the garage. We're going to simplify this area by getting rid of these hooks that are here. One question I get once in a while is, how do you get your kids to willingly get rid of things? And one of the ways that I'm doing it this way is, they wanted the Mario theme. So I said, if we're going to go with that, then we're going to have to get rid of some of the other stuff. Also, they wanted the place to sit. And I did say, if we get a couch in here, again, we're going to have to declutter some stuff. And they're on board with that because they really want the theme and the couch. So it's kind of a give and a take. And I feel like if you have a reward, sometimes you get excited to let the stuff go that you really aren't using anyway. We're swapping these desks around
because we're going to put the piano there. We moved these desks around quite a lot because we wanted to see how we could fit the piano next to them. And then this room is one of the hottest rooms in our house. So this ended up being one of the sweatiest projects. Now it was time to take everything out of these desks and start sorting through all the piles of paper, knickknacks, and things that my boys save. And I'm not throwing a ton of stuff out. I'm only getting rid of the stuff that I know is actual trash. And then we are going to go through it with them when they get home.
Where's Levi? What happened? What happened?
Oh my gosh! It's a very dangerous situation in here. You just flipped on all this. Sorting through all this stuff is a very time-consuming part of the project, but I know it needs to be done about every 6 months because my boys bring home so much stuff from school and they just jam it in the drawers without thinking twice, so it needed to be done. We got these from IKEA, and I thought this would be good for pencils and markers and things like that because they share those things. So the idea is that they could pull this down and then use the markers out of here instead of having them in their drawers. I've made some serious progress. There's still a long way to go. This is filled with trash and things that need to be recycled. This was a purchase that just didn't work out. I'll donate them to the pool. What I've been wanting to do for a while is take all the games out of the big giant boxes and then do essentially this. Put it into a bag, label it with the instructions, and then they will all fit into one bin.
Yes. What happens when the instructions are on the lid? Maybe that won't happen.
I don't think that's going to happen.
This one's already done. Look at that.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, Yahtzee on it. Okay,
Yeah.
so this one can go.
This can go.
Yahtzee, I remembered how to spell it.
There's a bin from IKEA. I love these because they're soft-sided, and then if you're not using them, they just go flat, and you can store them really easily. Everything in this room is pretty much from IKEA. So if you have a question of where something came from, pretty much it came from IKEA, or we made it ourselves, I'm guessing. So like that shelf we made ourselves. But
oh, yeah. Okay.
so let me put these in here.
Oh, okay. I'm just sitting here in the way.
Fine. Okay. Okay, we got all these games. And then the cool thing is they could just pull down the one container and know it's games.
Yeah.
Everything's games in here. My boys and I talked about the books and what could go. And then when they got home from school, my one son is into trains. So we sorted through his train magazines. All this is going. Yay. One thing for Torrens.
Yeah.
Ever worn it. All of this will be donated. Either it came from a thrift store and they didn't end up liking it or wearing it for whatever reason, and then some of the items they've grown out of. We found a super affordable streamlined couch from IKEA. My mom found it. We went to the insanity of IKEA yesterday, the day before school started, which was a bad idea. But we got it anyway after waiting, I don't know, an hour or so.
Yeah, it was crowded.
That's okay. We're happy, and we're going to start building this now.
Oh, good. It's already padded. I thought we were going to have to upholster it, too. You know IKEA. Silverware, hardware. I'm ready for a nap.
I know.
Hardware.
Well, I was in the kitchen getting water, and you're like, let's go!
Let's do it. My nap time's coming up.
We've been working all day since...
Yeah, I know. I got up at 7 in the morning and
6 this morning. My boys had been requesting a place to sit in their room that was comfortable for a while now, and because they have bunk beds, it's really hard to sit on the bunk bed. You're either on the top where it's pretty hot, or you're crunched under on the bottom bunk. So they just wanted an area to be able to sit and read and have some quiet time in their room other than the living room. I am surprised how easy this was put together. Wow. Okay, let's sit on it and see.
You think? Oh, yeah, wait. There. Sorry.
Let's see. How do we feel?
Watch it go.
I know.
Flip over. It was 6 p.m. at this time, and it was time to wrap up the project for the first day and head right in early and fresh the next morning for day 2 on this makeover project. I'm starting by emptying out the closet. Grant's helping me get the really tall stuff, and we just want to completely empty it out so we could get started. Today we're on phase 2 of this project, continuing to organize. Grant is going to be working on the closet today, adding the shelves and getting all that sorted, and hopefully we can get it all done today. Then I want to measure the openings and stuff and see what kind of containers we're going to use to store all the stuff, because this closet will be open. We took the doors off like a month or so ago, and I don't want to have a curtain here. I don't want to have anything, so it's just going to be an open closet where the boys can easily put their stuff away, and it's okay. I don't care that it's open because they never shut the doors before, which is why we took them off. It just didn't make sense. One thing I like to do is store their off-season clothing, and these bags are from IKEA. They're the perfect thing. This way there's no confusion when they go to get dressed. They're not having to like sort through all off-season clothing. I also like it because then we don't have to have a ton of dresser space. This can just go up at the top of the closet and just be out of the way. I had them try everything on, and we ended up decluttering a ton of stuff that we thought could possibly fit from, you know, the last season when we put this stuff away, and it didn't fit anybody, so we let it go. I just pulled out 3 more items that I know would not fit either of them. I'm not holding on to things for Levi to grow into. So this is all stuff that will fit them in the coming season. Also, I want to mention that someone had suggested getting those vacuum pack bags, and I had those in the past. Eventually they fail, so I don't like to use those. I just find that the few times I've used them, they didn't work for very long. When I mentioned to Grant that I was wondering if he could make some more shelves for a closet, he kind of laughed and rolled his eyes saying, really? Because we've done so many closet things lately. But he jumped into this project to help me out and get our boys' room more organized. This is a quick fix for now. We didn't use expensive materials, and someday we might redo these closets in a more professional way, but this is what's going to work for us in the moment. I'm currently on the floor drawing out the background to the Mario video game, and then my boys have done a lot of really cute drawings like this one that we are going to cut out and put on top of the background. So I'm really excited about this, but sometimes I question the lengths I go to on some of these creative projects. We ended up using a lot of the storage containers we already had, and we're also reusing those hooks that I took down off the other wall over here for some hat storage. I'm thinking just centered on this wall, right, or over this, you know.
Right, the height.
Now that my boys are getting a little bit taller, it's a lot easier to utilize more of the vertical storage areas in the closets, which is really nice.
Where's Levi? No, I mean the kids to get out. This one's a lot heavier.
Yay!
That looks nice.
I get seriously excited when I start to see these projects come together, and what I envisioned in my head is actually what I'm seeing, and it's just so exciting for me. We worked all day on this. I didn't have a ton to film because a lot of it was making the shelves. So my final thing to do was to get to work on this art, but I couldn't do that until my boys were asleep. So I ended up having to work really late into the night this day. It's currently 10 p.m. and this project needs to be completely done by tomorrow. I have all day tomorrow to work on it, but the bedroom project needs to be completely crossed off the list, done, 100% done. And I'm at this point right now where I'm making the art. I'm making Mario art for the frames that are already in my boys' bedroom. And I feel like this is gonna be one of the big things that actually makes the room look Mario themed, and my boys are super excited about it. They did drawings of the little characters that I'm gonna put on here and then frame this.
But look at how, it's already 10 o'clock at night, and like, look how far I still have to go on this. So I'm really questioning my sanity on this project right now. Grant's currently laying on the floor over there, stretching his back. And what are you thinking? That I'm nuts?
No comment.
No comment, okay? He has no comment on. Although part of me feels as if this is almost like when I was in college, like 1 a.m. and I'm trying to finish a project. All right, I'm gonna keep going. There are times when you just got to get into the power mode of pushing through and getting something finished. And that's what I did here. I was listening to different YouTube videos as I worked on this, and I just decided to mix up some really wet paint and get this done as quickly as possible. And I'm really happy that I did push through. Today, fingers crossed, is the final put together of this room. I stayed up, as you all know, till like midnight finishing this art. And now I am going to be taping the little characters on that my boys drew. Okay, now I'm just laying out the little characters on here, and I'm going to tape them on so we can always move them if we need to. They drew these from the YouTube channel Art Hub for Kids, which is a really cool channel that teaches kids how to draw. This turned out really cute in my opinion. I am shocked. It turned out as good as it did. This is the vision I had for this. A little over 2 years ago, my mom and I redid this room where we added the bunk beds and we got rid of the single beds. Here's a quick flashback to what the room looked like before we had bunk beds. We had 2 separate beds, and as you can see, rooms tend to evolve over time in our home. Depending on our needs, we will change things around. My boys needed more space in their room to accomplish more things like homework and have a place to hang out. So we make changes as needed. It's just to optimize the space in here. We added the desks. All that, of course, is staying the same. But we also added these cool lights. They're from IKEA as well. Fubla, I guess is how you say it. And they each have one. Emmett had one down here, but there was a situation where, I don't know, some kid, I don't know who it was, jumped and hit it and broke it. So we got another one, and we're just gonna add this on the wall right now while we're in the middle of all this redoing stuff. So that way the lights both work, and this is a great idea for the kids to be able to read at night before they go to bed. We are on the final stretch of this project, doing the last minute things like this light and adding some decor. When I was at Target looking for some organizing bins, I found some super inexpensive Mario stuff. I found $2 Mario pillowcases and these really inexpensive blankets. I think these were $10 each. They were on the clearance rack, so I was really lucky to find these things, but they just add that extra little bit of decor that I wanted. I also happened upon this rug again at Target in the discount section because I guess, I don't know, Mario's not as popular right now. I don't know why, but it was $15. And again, the kids were really excited about this. Besides the Mario art that I made for free, all we purchased was the rug, the blankets, and the pillowcases. Those are the only Mario things we have. Everything else is just pops of color. Here's another thing that needed updating is the pads on these chairs are really getting bad.
Yeah.
And we saw these at IKEA. And these chairs are also from IKEA.
IKEA room.
These chairs are probably, I don't know, at least 10 years old.
Yeah, you had them at 2.
I had them before the kids were born.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. I know man, passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky, I found my way. dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way, I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way.
Yellow pillows? Are you garden, baby? Mommy, you can't like it. And pillow baby. Oh my. Oh my gosh, a couch. We always wanted a couch in our room.
I'm sharing how we transformed our backyard over the last 6 months. A few interesting things happened over the course of this project. We did an experiment on the grass, and Grant, being the scavenger he is, found some unique things to add to our backyard. Stay till the end to see the surprising results and how this project benefited our family in so many additional ways. If you're new here and enjoy videos about simple living and DIY projects, be sure to subscribe. Today we're starting on the side area here. About a year ago, we spent 6 months updating the main part of our backyard that you can see here. We went from a bunch of dead grass to beautiful plants and a sitting area. And so this side yard was another project that we had on our list of things to do. And I'm so excited that we're finally conquering this area. We are working on this side yard as a family. The kids are getting involved when they want to, and I'm trying to help out. But really, it's my husband Grant who had the vision for what he wanted here, and he wanted to do a lot of unique projects over here and take his time doing what he wanted, which is why it took 6 months. We could have done it faster, but he had a specific thing he wanted to do around his garden bed there. And also, we wanted to try out this special way to get rid of grass. It's called solarization. And what you have to do is put the plastic down and wait while the grass dies underneath. So we will see if this is going to work. This is the first time we've tried this. And if it does work successfully, then we will probably do it in our front yard where we no longer want grass. With phase 1 complete and our experiment underway, Grant decided he wanted to make a trellis here. We previously had a hopseed bush here that died, so he wanted to put a vine that would take up this space. It was really quick for him to put that trellis together and get that vine growing. Another issue that our backyard has in this area is a drainage issue. We don't have any drains in our backyard. Where we redid the main area, we added a French drain that was extremely successful. So Grant decided he wanted to add another French drain here. So that's what he is working on. And this took up a big, bulky part of the project because there was a lot of digging involved, and we wanted to dig some really deep areas where the French drain could pool the water into some deep holes. So that's what we ended up doing. And so far, the French drain has worked amazingly. We put the hose on and let it fill up, and there has been no problems at all. This could just be due to the type of soil we have, but it's worked great.
It's that deep. 3 feet. 3 feet now.
Grant also decided to dig around the bottom of his raised garden bed. He has this a little bit raised off the ground already, but he wanted to have a place where water could drain away and not sit around the bottom of the box, which is great. I call it his garden box because there are 3 other garden boxes on the other side of our yard, and he uses this one solely to grow hot chili peppers that only he eats. So it's technically his box. He enlisted me to come help stretch out this sock drain. This is what we used on the other side of our yard that worked really well. It's essentially a plastic tube that has holes in it, and it's covered with a sock so no sediment can get in there and the water can go through it and flow into the open areas. And like I said, this worked wonders in the winter where this area used to flood really badly, and where we used to have flooding in the other side, we no longer have any problems.
No, I'm gonna try to around the corner, but if I can.
Oh, you want to stretch this all the way then?
Okay, so go by the hole. I'll get them in a spiral pattern.
Grant is getting started on one of the really unique things that he wanted to add to this yard, which is a patio slab and border around this garden box, which was made all out of mortar and rocks. He went around and scavenged all kinds of unique rocks everywhere we've been in the last year or so, brought them home, and he put them into this path. We also ordered rocks and glass pieces online so he could make this really unique border. It is something that I've never seen before, and I actually think it's really cool to have additional unique things like this in our backyard. It makes our home feel special and one of a kind. I was very surprised at how beautiful this turned out, just being simple rocks, but in a very beautiful planned out pattern. It turned out to be a wonderful work of art. I can't wait for you to see it when it's finished. There were a few challenges along the way. Number one being we started this backyard project at the end of spring. And by the time Grant got to this part where he was adding the rocks, it was summer into the middle and end of summer, which is the hottest time of the year here in Southern California. Because of that, he had to work in the mornings and the evenings when it was a little bit cooler. He wasn't able just to power through this project like he normally would. Also, this is an extremely artistic project and a tedious project, as you can see. All of that combined with the fact that we wanted to enjoy the summer with our kids out of school and have a little fun as well made this project just take a little bit longer than we expected. As Grant started to finish up on this portion of the project, it was then time to figure out if the solarization and plastic actually worked on the grass in our backyard. The big question is, did covering the grass and weeds with this plastic actually work? Grant told me that this plastic in particular, he had already used on several different projects. He used it on a painting project that we did inside. I think he said we used it on the fireplace project, but as he removed it, he was surprised that it was just falling apart. So we won't be able to use this plastic again.
Well, the grass is well and truly dead. It's a classic whodunit. I killed the grass. Still organic matter in the form of like dried up balls of roots and dead grass that I gotta clear out of the way.
We were so excited to see that this actually worked. So now that we know this is a proven method and somewhat easy to do, we will probably do this same thing in the front yard because we want to get rid of some weeds and grass there. The other thing that's great about this solarization, it's called, is it's a chemical-free way to kill grass. A lot of people use chemicals, and we did not want to put chemicals in our backyard and into the earth. So this was a really good solution for that. We wanted our backyard to be as water permeable as possible without having too much upkeep. So we decided to do DG here with a path, which was just the easiest thing to choose. And then I'm here mopping. My mom actually grabbed my camera and she's filming me because with the amount of dirt with this project, it was constantly being tracked in. So I was on a continual cleanup in the kitchen, which leads straight out to this area. So here we're just using some of the pavers we already had. And Grant is obviously doing this work here, stamping down to make sure everything is level. Because, you know, if it was me, I would just throw some pavers down there and call it a day. But he is a perfectionist when it comes to this stuff. So he wanted to make sure everything was level and done correctly. The other thing he did was picked up some really cool things when he was out scavenging around. He found a old piece of wood, a log that he brought home, and I said, "What are you going to do with that?" So I can't wait to show you how creative he gets with this log, and it actually becomes a focal point in this section of the yard. As you can see, my youngest son, Levi, here is helping with this project. And it's interesting because my boys love to help do stuff that we are doing. They want to be part of our family, part of what we do as humans and how we do creative things. They want to be part of that. So, one of the most controversial comments that I got on our last video was that we ruined our backyard because we don't have grass or anywhere for our kids to play. And my response to that is our kids never once stepped foot on the grass when we had just a blank canvas of grass and weeds. Now that we've made our yard extremely beautiful and a wonderful place to hang out in, they are out there all the time. Maybe they're not running, but that's okay because you can run on the sidewalk out front, you can run in the park, and there are plenty of places to run. This, small backyard area isn't really a great place to run around anyway. I've noticed that since we've made the backyard a really enjoyable place to hang out in, my boys want to be out here all the time and be outside working in the garden with us. So in no way do I feel that you need to have grass if you have kids. If you want it, you can have it. But if you don't want it, I think design your yard how you want. Kids are only little for a short time. They grow up and then everyone can enjoy a really beautiful, calm place to live in and hang out in. When Grant first came home with this log, I laughed and said, "Where is that going to go?" But he had a vision and it is a true focal point to this side yard now. What he did was treated it with a saltwater treatment to get rid of any bugs and try to preserve it a little bit. And then he now drilled out some holes and is adding some succulents and cacti to this log. This is another unique way to add some plants and interest to a rather boring part of the yard. But I know that once everything grows in, it is going to look completely different. When we finished our main part of our backyard, it took about 3 to 6 months before it all grew in and the backyard looked like a different yard from when it was first planted till fully grown. So I'm looking forward to that day. But for now, I think this looks so unique and just really pretty. Now we're on the final stretch of this project, and I'm always called out when it's time for the cleanup crew to come because that's really what I am good at is cleaning, organizing, and getting everything put away in the best way possible. Of course, you know that if you follow my channel. I talk a lot about decluttering, cleaning, organizing, and it's what I really love to do. Found this swing seat about a year ago at a estate sale, which was a really amazing find. So we're just trying it out here. Of course, Grant, of course. Anyway, I decided I wanted to get rid of as many bougainvillea flowers that were on the ground as possible. And when doing that, it ended up becoming an avalanche of a problem because our sail that we keep up here all the time was covered with the branches and the old dead flowers. So I decided we should take that down and trim all that up since we were already working on this project. But of course, we added a mess to this project right before we were finished. So it was a huge cleanup day, and the next day as well, cleaning up all these flowers. But hopefully, by trimming all this back, it will help in the long run to avoid such a mess. But you know, this is just part of having a backyard. It's going to get messy. It only looks really perfect for the few days after it's completed, and then it gets out of control and we have to keep up on it. So this is something I wanted to do for quite a while, and I'm happy that we got that done while we were working out here. We're planting some dwarf carpet of stars, or what did you call it?
I call it carpet.
Or carpet. As we plant this, I want to talk about the surprising benefits besides a pretty yard that we have encountered, which is having a great place to hang out in has created an outdoor living space for us. So we have way more room. It gets us outside more often into the fresh air, into the sunshine. It's also given us an outlet to work out in the backyard, which is a true workout. We can work together as a family. We also have a garden, so we're eating fresh vegetables, and soon we will be eating fresh fruit from our fruit trees. So there are so many benefits that go beyond just having a pretty yard. And now for the big reveal. Like to say a finished project is a good project, and good is enough, but I'm actually super happy with the way this turned out. I think it looks amazing. It's going to be functional for our family and the stage of life we're in right now, and I'm just super surprised that one, we actually got it done, and two, how wonderful it is already working out for us. I think it looks amazing, and it's exactly what we envisioned. A big thank you to Grant for all of his hard work and his creative, unique vision and making this all come together. This ended up being such a fun project. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to leave some videos here on the screen if you would like to continue watching. And if you're new here, you can hit the subscribe button to join my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!